Overcast here. We had some sun earlier in the day, but all in all, a pleasant New Year's Eve. Can you believe it? December 31st, 2015 from the Big A. This is our last edition of Aqueduct Insider. We're glad you're with us. A happy and safe New Year's Eve to everybody out there. Happy New Year to everybody. And I am savoring the final 30 minutes with you on the show tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. A bittersweet show where we're thrilled to be here doing it, but knowing that it's going to be the last show makes it a little bit tough. And it's been fun, and I think we had a great last day of racing to cover, though.
Yeah, no kidding. A very deep edition of the Alex M. Rob for New York breds. In fact, I think some of those Dirt State breds took a page from the likes of Carafa, Lubash, King Creasa, because they have some good battles. They seem to show up every month, and they always leave it all on the track.
That's what I love about the New York breds and the New York breeding program. You have these horses continually battling it out, so you really create rivalries. And I think rivalries inspire people and create fans. You know, and I go back to when I first started watching racing Affirmed and Aladar. Well, you get these New York breds hooking up all the time, and you get kind of their fan base arguing about who's better. It's a lot of fun.
When the Aqueduct feed, though, this is a sure thing. When the Aqueduct feed comes up tomorrow on January 1st, 2016, I think the first words out of my mouth will be happy birthday to the Thoroughbreds. And with that in mind, on the final morning of his 2-year-old season, Mo Heyman actually stretched his legs. He's back on the work tab for Keir McLaughlin, unbeaten as a 2-year-old, and at this point, his bandwagon is pretty big and the sky's the limit.
Yeah, and I'm on that bandwagon. I like this horse a lot. I think he's learned so much in 3 races, seen 3 different situations. He's gotten a lot of seasoning. Obviously, he has the pedigree. Obviously, he has the right connections. And to me, he has the look of a horse that will run as far as you want them to. He made that long, extended run in the Nashua. That tells me he's got the stamina it takes. And obviously, he's got tactical speed. A lot to like.
A lot to like. Junior Alvarado, his regular rider. Where does Mo Heyman wind up next? Maybe the Holy Bull for Keir McLaughlin. We'll wait and see on that very promising colt by Tappet. Little Mike, we go from a horse that has a huge bandwagon to almost a, do you remember Little Mike? Remember when? Ramon Dominguez, man, fit this horse to a T. Got him the rate, won the mile-and-a-half Breeders' Cup Turf, and I kind of forgot just how good Little Mike's overall resume is.
Oh, absolutely. And we're looking at Mike Smith on him here. Mike Smith credited Ramon Dominguez a great deal for the victory here in the Joe Hirsch Turf Classic, saying he kind of told him how to rate him, where to put his hands to get him to relax. And that was one of Ramon's great strengths, is his hands, his ability to get horses to relax. And the ride he gave him in the Breeders' Cup Turf at Santa Anita was one for his highlight reel, undoubtedly.
Yeah, a guy that I think will wind up in the Hall of Fame his first year of eligibility. Had the numbers, had the Grade 1 victories, and Carlos Vacareza, the owner and breeder of Little Mike, who had a very modest sort of Florida-bred pedigree and background, and kind of a rags to riches story. It goes back to what you have been saying over the last year and a half. A good horse can really come from anywhere.
Good horse can come from anywhere. I actually really like Carlo Vacareza and what he does. And actually, Little Nick is up at Aikendale Farm, his brother, in retirement. Aikendale kind enough to take him, but I'm sure the Vacareza family very excited to have Little Mike back in the barn.
All right, we hope he's with us at the Big A, or maybe the Big B more appropriately. I don't know if we'll see Little Mike at Aqueduct. We will see you, and we're glad again you're with us here on this Aqueduct Insider Swan Song. And we do end on a high note regarding the stakes program for the year, a year that produced a Triple Crown champion in the Big Apple. And let's see what the State Breds did in today's featured 8th race, the Alex M. Rob, with John Abrial calling.
And they're off. Australenka, West Hills Giant, Saratoga Snacks up close on the extreme outside. It's Big Business. Then it's Good Luck Gus. Empire Dreams moves up a spot from 6th. Then a break of 2 to the 2 trailers. Bull-Headed Boy and Full of Mine. They move around the clubhouse turn. Australenka is the leader. Just in behind, Saratoga Snacks. And down on the inside is West Hills Giant. Then it's Big Business, who's on the outside and running in 4th. Empire Dreams is 5th, 3.5 off the lead. Good Luck Gus runs in 6th. Then it's Bull-Headed Boy, and Full of Mine is the trailer. They're midway up the backstretch. Ostrolenka challenged here by Saratoga Snacks, and they're heads apart for the lead. Big Business, West Hills Giant right together third and fourth. Empire Dreams is fifth after a half and 49 seconds. Then Good Luck Gus and Bullheaded Boy. Full of Mind continues to trail this field as they head for the far turn. And there goes Saratoga Snacks right alongside of Ostrolenka. Saratoga Snacks on the outside and Ostrolenka down at the rail. Big Business asked for more in third. Empire Dreams is on the far outside. West Hills Giant in behind. We'll need some racing room here as the field turns into the stretch. And it is Saratoga Snacks. Here's Empire Dreams up to challenge. Saratoga Snacks, Empire Dreams. Their heads apart with less than a furlong to the finish. Empire Dreams on the outside. Saratoga Snacks will not give up. Saratoga Snacks, Empire Dreams. The two of them race for the wire. It's going to be Saratoga Snacks and Empire Dreams. I think Empire Dreams got it. A photo with Saratoga Snacks.
Empire Dreams, Saratoga Snacks, what can you say? This was just an Alex M. Robb with a big, big exclamation point.
Well, this is one of those races that you anticipate it being a great race, and usually you're disappointed. Well, we were not disappointed. Saratoga Snacks and the winner, Empire Dreams, throw it down in a ding-dong battle to the wire. Empire Dreams just getting up. And Saratoga Snacks, honestly, he ran too good to lose. A little heartbreaking for Gary Siaka.
They'll get another rematch. I mean, this is the affirmed, at least regarding the dirt, this is the state-bred affirmed in Alydar. We've got it on the turf with Lubash and Carafa and King Priest. These guys got a good rivalry going, and here is the MiG alongside one of racing's good guys.
I'm with Tom Bellhouse, Chief Operating Officer for West Point Thoroughbreds. That was the last runner for West Point this year. Good way to end the year, huh?
I tell you, it is. I'm not sure I could do many more like that. We kind of rode him home with Manny down the lane, but just a great way to end the year for a New York bred that's really given us a lot of thrills. He's won all the big races this year, and for him, we were going to put him away after the Empire Classic, and Tom felt he was doing so good. Let's take one more chance, and then we'll put him out for a few months and get him freshened up for the spring. But boy, it was a brilliant move now for sure.
Well, it looked like he got into a big duel with Saratoga Snacks. Obviously, did you ever think he was getting by him?
Of course, Richie. As great as our horse is, occasionally he likes to keep company around him. He doesn't always put him away, and there's not a gamer New York bred than Saratoga Snacks. So the fact that we end up the year with a great horse like him, and we've battled with him before, but to come out on top was just a thrill for us and for our partners who came in from out of town. It's just a great day for West Point.
Well, a terrific year for West Point, Twilight Eclipse, Empire Dreams. What do you see for 2016 for West Point?
Well, you know, the great part about this year is you have a bunch of babies, and you know, we all dream about the Triple Crown and such, but we like to be loaded for New York and be ready, bring this horse back in the spring, and hopefully have a couple of 2-year-olds that turn 3 and make some noise in the Triple Crown, and hopefully Saratoga, where we all like to win.
Well, congratulations. Well done. Healthy, happy 2016.
You too, Richie. Thank you.
Tom is about as likable, if you don't know him, as likable a person, a guy you'll run across here at the racetrack. Does a great job working for West Point, and here's a syndicate. Terry Finley, sort of the the genesis of the whole West Point operation. But I wonder how many, even through friends of friends, how many racing fans they've made from one person maybe buying 5–10% of a horse, brings his 2 friends, they fall in love with the game. I mean, just a domino effect down the line.
I think West Point and Terry Finley have been terrific for racing, and I think they've created many fans as well as new owners, because just what you're saying, the domino effect, bringing people out to the races, and their attitude and their enthusiasm is so infectious. You could just see how much they enjoy winning, enjoy competing. And, you know, I've got to take this moment now, too, because you said tomorrow is the birthday for all 2-year-olds. Well, my son Joseph, who works for West Point, it's his birthday tomorrow, too, 25 years old.
Wow, 25. I can remember him. Well, he was always pretty tall, but in elementary school, essentially, maybe 5th, 6th grade on the Equicizer downstairs at Belmont, and him and I would talk when I first met him about Gallop Racer on PlayStation 2, you know?
He was a great Gallop Racer jockey. I'm glad he outgrew that quickly, but he's making his own way in the game. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, he's a good kid. All right, happy birthday, Joey, and let's move on to our second race here in the first segment. It's the 7th. We cut back to 3/4 on the inner, but we stay with the voice of Aqueduct, and that is John Brial down the backside.
Comandante, True Bet, Go Mets, and Lulu Rocks. Those 4 out for the early lead. Gypsum Johnny is down at the rail, not far behind and running in 5th. Then it's one-sided next in 6th, followed by Mighty Zealous in 7th. Runaway Posse is 8th, break of 3. Diddy Foss is the trailer in 9th. It's True Bet and Commandante with Gomez just off the front runners on the outside in 3rd. The opening quarter mile, 22 and 3/5 seconds. So they're moving right along here as they go around the turn. It's True Bet and Go Mets. Those two heads apart. Commandante is back running in 3rd. Then Gypsum Johnny, followed by Lulu Rocks. Far outside, it's Diddy Foss. Down at the rail, it's Mighty Zealous. Then one-sided. The field heads into the stretch now. And here's Go Mets right alongside of True Bet. And Go Mets goes on with it to take over the lead from True Bet. A break of 5 back to Commandante, Gypsum Johnny, and Mighty Zealous. Go Mets! Going! Gone! True Bet was second, farther back, Gypsum Johnny and Commandante.
And he crushed it over the wall. It is Go Mets, just a hard-hitting, fast, durable, gelding by posse. This horse is just one of those tough old campaigners. It's hard not to be a fan.
No, yeah, I'm a fan. He won me over. He was extremely good today. I love that call from John Imbria. I love John's calls day in, day out, but really good call here with Go Mets. And he was a winner basically every step, Jason. Just sitting outside the speed and had a good look at everything. And it's, you know, I don't mind outside post and sprint races when you have a horse that's tactical and you can kind of set up in that driver's seat perch.
And by the time this race rolled around, it was clear the inner track was fair as to no advantage really to the rail or anything like that. But it did seem like a day. Horses you wanted to be up on the engine or in that first flight. Horses that were trying to rally from mid-pack to the back of the pack were just never heard from.
You know, I've often said inner track's always had a reputation as a speed track. I've never thought of it as a speed track, but a position track. You want position and you want it going forward.
And we've got our position going forward along with that track maintenance tractor. He's driving. He's got the brights on, and we have got our second segment set in the sights when we come back on MSG Plus.
Now you can enjoy your favorite pro and fantasy football teams while playing the races in style as Longshots welcomes back NFL Sunday Ticket. With over 400 HD TVs, 270 individual carols, a full-service sports bar and food menu, Longshots is the place to catch all the great racing and football action. So come on out, bring your friends, bring your league to Longshots, located on the 2nd floor at Aqueduct.
Next stop off the big AA train coming in from the Rockaways, of course, Aqueduct Racetrack. The only racetrack in America that has its own subway stop. And we like the cultural diversity here. It really is a wide swath of life. And it's the big Jason here on this New Year's Eve edition. In fact, we were off and running, I think, at 9 p.m. tonight. So we go out with a bang. We got a little prime time insider here on New Year's Eve.
Well, yeah, just warming people up for midnight when the ball drops, which I'll be definitely sleeping through. I don't know about yourself, but
1 to 20, my friend.
I love that shot of the train there, though. I didn't realize that it was so undulating. It looked a little bit like a roller coaster. It reminded me of growing up in Brooklyn, the Cyclone.
The old Cyclone. I went on that once, and once was enough. Let's move on to race number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9 coming at you with Johnny I.
Harlan's Glory, Dark Moon, Giulio Cesare, Tommaso on the extreme outside. Dark Moon and Tommaso. And now those two are heads apart for the lead. And now Tommaso takes the lead from Dark Moon. Then it's Katie's Rambo, Giulio Cesare, and No More Options. They come down for the finish, and it will be Tommaso to take the opener as the even money favorite. Dark Moon second, Katie's Rambo third. So it's Brave Arrow and Miss Rickles right together into the stretch. Zoetic is third, less than 3/16 to the wire. And Miss Rickles is now taken over from Brave Arrow. But here's Zoetic on the outside. Miss Rickles and Zoetic over my head is moving into third. A 16th out, and Zoetic is drawing away. It is Zoetic on to victory here by 4 lengths. Miss Rickles was second. Then over my head, and the pace setter Brave Arrow finished fourth. Paradise, 3/4, 1:15-1, and Arctic King has turned this into a rout. Arctic King is in front by better than a dozen lengths. Touch of Paradise moves into second. It is all Arctic King and Jose Ortiz. Touch of Paradise was second. Aaron Burr up for third. Bustin' the Bank was fourth. Summer drives up on the outside. So it's Mr. Popsicle and Bayesian Summer, and Bayesian Summer goes on by. Bayesian Summer in front and opening up. Mr. Popsicle back in second, then Cowboy Boots and Forest Boy. It will be Bayesian Summer, a convincing winner here. Mr. Popsicle held second over Cowboy Boots. Forest Boy was fourth. Top of the stretch, Lilycoy up to challenge Stone Supplier for the lead. Lilycoy pokes ahead in front. Stone Supplier battles on down towards the rail. Then it's Sweet Advance and Just Enough Laughter. They're moving for the 16th pole. Stone Supplier is hanging in there on the inside. Stone Supplier now regains the lead. Lilycoy is second. Stone Supplier a game victory here. Lilycoy was second, and Sweet Advance finished third. The half in 47-1. Keep bustin', touching my toes on the far outside. Bridgetta is there. Emerald Citadel down at the rail. Champagne Ruby looking to rally down towards the inside. Now there's a 16th out on the outside, touching my toes. Keep bustin' in between. Champagne Ruby at the rail. Champagne Ruby on New Year's Eve. Then comes Inca Saint and 49 watts in the stretch, and Best Play has taken over. Special Agent at the rail moves into second. On the outside is 49 watts. It's Best Play, the leader. And as we wrap up 2015, it's Best Play, much the best. Special Agent was second. Then 49 watts and Rapid Rouge.
And our old veteran Johnny I feeling his oats today. Sounded pretty good up in the booth. We had the Going Gone with Go Mets in the 7th, and about 20 minutes, half hour before that, we had Champagne Ruby on New Year's Eve with Taylor Rice, and that'll be the second look. We say so long to Cappy as well. It's been fun having Cappy and his binocs, a New York racing legend, with us every night on Insider. But here's Taylor Rice, who kept her cool even though she got stopped down there in the red cap.
Yeah, this was one of the things that Taylor Rice impressed me with and did so well when she was an apprentice and was getting more opportunities. She stayed very calm in the face of adversity. She saved every inch of ground with this filly Champagne Ruby, waited, found a seam, and came through on the inside and got the job done. I thought, all in all, a terrific ride. Even when she had to steady a bit, she didn't overdo it and break a lot of momentum. And sometimes you don't get lucky and get through. Well, the seam presented itself. She got lucky, and then you look good doing it.
You look good doing it and saving ground. It mattered there, because if she goes wide and, say, gets stopped, she's not running down those two horses. The ground saving definitely helped her closing kick at crunch time. Claim, Champagne Ruby was actually in for a quarter. We'll see if anybody jumped in. In fact, somebody did. Rudy Rodriguez, a four-way shake with Michael Dubb. Bustin' the Bank did not run well in race number 3. And then we had 3 out of race number 9, including Best Play, who really got going good. Actually went 2 for 2 for Eddie Barker. We'll see what Bruce Brown can do with him off the claim, and Eddie Keneally wrapping it up with Special Agent out of a Kentucky Oaks winner in secret status. Could have been yours for $16,000 as the sun sets on Insider December 31st. We'll wrap up the series after this final timeout. Back to the Big A. It's gotten dark outside on this Thursday, December 31st. The Mig and Jason charging down to the wire here on MSG Plus as we jump into the keys to the race. We are running here New Year's Day, January 1st, 2016. The newly turned 3-year-olds will do battle in the featured 8th race, the Lost in the Fog. Does Condo King likely to go in Jerome, in fact. He is cross-centered here Saturday. You've got Zen Papa. Does he cause problems for the speedy King Krantz, and less pace for Jan's Reserve, who got an insane sort of fraction to close into last time out. But here is King Krantz and Condo King, as King Krantz lost a tough one behind a Rudy horse.
Well, Condo King, ran extremely well this day. And I know at first blush, I'm thinking, well, King Kran's hung, and he's kind of shown a little propensity to do this in the past, but maybe not. Maybe Condo King was just as good. They got a buyer figure that belied the fact that both horses ran. King Kran's gets blinkers on this time. That usually helps horses that hang a little bit. Condo King, if he opts for the Jerome, he's probably lone speed there. It's going to be interesting.
And here's Jan's Reserve. You can't miss him. I mean, his silks are glowing on the outside, the neon green, and he took advantage of both Spooked Out and Mo for the Money, who hooked up and went an insane pace.
Now, I know he got the setup, and I know that that pace certainly made it more eye-catching than it was, but I still am a believer of Jan's Reserve. He just ran too well and over the top of the ground to make me think it was a fluke or just pace aided.
And this is a big jump up in class. Zen Papa's neat. I mean, for a 2-year-old, this might be the whitest-looking 2-year-old I've ever seen, and he'll be 3 tomorrow. He's going way up in class, trying to make it 3 for 3.
It is a big jump up in class. He's a real nice horse. Obviously, he's 2 for 2. He's been very professional. He ran first time for John Parasola. It was, astutely claimed by Michael Dubb and Rudy Rodriguez, and he rewarded them immediately in that, starter allowance condition. This is a much bigger step up, and he's going to have to take another huge step forward to be competitive here.
Doesn't feel that long ago. It was January 1st, and we were starting the year in hopes and dreams and optimism, certainly full here on Insider. That being said, let's look at the year-end leaders, beginning with the jockey standings, and of course the #1 man in the standings, and this was the second consecutive NYRA title for the 23-year-old phenom Erod Ortiz Jr.
Yeah, you do it once, people can say, well, you got lucky. You do it twice, well, now you're showing that kind of consistency that a champion has. And make no mistake, Erod Ortiz is a champion, as is his brother and a lot of the names on that list. This is the cream of the crop, and to ride consistently in the toughest circuit in the world says a lot.
And how about 2 young brothers, a combined 45 years old, winning basically close to 600 races?
Yeah, it's remarkable. It's truly remarkable. And you know what? We're really privileged to witness this every day. And if these 2 young guys stay healthy, no telling where their careers are going to take them.
And youth is basically what Chad Brown has got on his side. A meteoric rise to where he is currently as one of the country's, if not the world's, top conditioners, the ex-Bobby Frankel assistant, and he has built up a powerful operation and just gets results.
No doubt. His horses look great. They perform great. He does it consistently no matter what meet it is, whether it's Saratoga, Belmont, or Aqueduct. And like you said, fairly young guy, no telling the heights he may hit before it's all done.
And it was a fairly tight race between he and the other sort of titan on this circuit, and Todd Pletcher. Quality abounds in those top 2 barns, and then you have more of a claiming outfit that supports the product here year-round, and David Jacobson third with 89 wins.
Well, that's the heart and soul of the game, the claiming horses. The majority of the races we run are for those kind of horses, so you got to give them their due, no doubt. But pretty special group there as well.
And here's Michael Dubb, and this, I think, mirrors his rise in the business world as far as being a very successful real estate developer. This guy, when he sets his mind and puts his mind to something, he gets results, and Michael Dubb is just a winner.
Really, if you think about it, Michael hasn't been in the game that long and accomplished so much, and to be leading owner 3 times now in New York, and there's a lot more out there for him as well. But the one thing I think that sets him apart as well is what he gives back to people, and particularly the backstretch with Anna House and trying to help with the housing for the backstretch workers. A terrific spokesperson for the workers on the backstretch.
No question. A great ambassador for the game as well, and he was #1, 3 in front of David Jacobson, who things a little different this go-round from, say, a year ago with David Jacobson. Trained a lot for drawing away. Now we see most of these Jacobson horses he has got in his name. I mean, he has really stepped it up as far as the owner's pocket goes.
Putting his own money where his mouth is, and has 3 divisions around the country. There's California, Florida, and New York.
Last race of the year, you probably have guessed what it is. It is #1 in 2015, 37 years coming to a close. Saturday, June 6th, in front of 90,000, it's American Pharaoh, the Triple Crown champion in the Belmont Stakes. And here is Larry Colmus with the call.
By Victor Espinosa, so he waits no longer. Right to the front for American Pharaoh in the race to the first turn, but he did not come out of the gate all that well. Frosted is away running in second position. Materiality is third to the outside. A ground-saving run for Mubtahij, who's right behind American Pharaoh into that first turn, then made from Lucky. Keen Ice, Taylor Verve, and the trailer is from Ento. The opening quarter mile was 24 seconds flat. A sensible fraction for American Pharoah, who leads the way on that sweeping first turn here at Belmont Park. And Materiality is kept close by John Velasquez, running in second position. Mubtahij, Frosted, and Keen Ice are right there. Keen Ice is not far behind at all. He's 2 lengths off the lead. And then it's Made from Lucky. It's 4 lengths more back to Taylor Verve and Frumento, a 48 and 4/2 mile. So it continues to be a moderate tempo up the backstretch here. And it is American Pharoah who leads the way by 3/4 of a length. And Materiality keeps the pressure on in second. Mubtahij is third on the inside. And then comes Keen Ice in fourth. Frosted is fifth. Made from Lucky, ridden along to keep up with the field. He's sixth, and he's 4.5 lengths off of American Pharoah. Frumento and Taylor Verve are at the back of the pack. So, American Pharoah is halfway home in the Belmont. 3/4 went in 1:13 and 2/5 seconds. And he begins his run into the far turn. 3/4 of a length ahead of Materiality in second. And then it's Keen Ice on the outside of Mubtahij. Frosted in traffic behind them. And then Made from Lucky on the outside. Around the far turn. And American Pharoah continues to lead the way. He's on top by 3/4 of a length. Mubtahij is off the rail. And now he's a length behind in second. And American Pharoah kicks away. American Pharoah has opened up a 2-length lead as they come to the top of the stretch. And Frosted has moved up into second. And they're into the stretch. And American Pharoah makes his run for glory as they come into the final furlong. Frosted is second with 1/8 of a mile to go. American Pharoah's got a 2-length lead. Frosted is all out at the 16th pole. And here it is. The 37-year wait is over. American Pharoah is finally the one. American Pharoah has won the Triple Crown.
One of the greatest moments of our lifetime. You think 37 years of frustrations and Triple Crown dreams just coming up empty in that final quarter mile over Big Sandy. But it was American Pharoah. Victor Espinoza had him shut off perfectly, and they just cruised, and it was really a sight to behold. And having been, say, 6 months removed from that Saturday, June 6th, it's pretty awesome going back on New Year's Eve and just taking that all in.
It makes me smile all over again. Just, you know, I was starting to believe that I wouldn't see it again in my lifetime. I was blessed to see 2 live in the 70s, Seattle Slew and Affirmed. I remember seeing Secretariat on TV, and then with that long drought and so many near misses, and I was thinking maybe it just can't be done anymore. Well, obviously I was wrong, and I'm so glad I was, because it still brings me great joy to watch it even today.
And this show has really been a joy over the last year and a half. It's been a learning experience for me, and it's been great working with you. And we really, I can say, as someone that took over the reins a decade ago, first Harvey Pack, then John and Brielle, there's always been a great sense of pride, and I've been pretty humbled being able to come on and join the racing fans in their homes every night to talk about this sport that I just love so much.
Adding your name to a pretty strong list of hosts for this show, thinking of going back to Harvey Pack and what a professional and how good he is at it, John and Brielle, it's been nice to be a part of this history. You know, I was a competitor. I was on the other side of it. Some nights getting lauded for a great ride, some nights getting criticized for a bad ride. Looking back on it, I wish I knew then what I know now.
I think we all say that, but we do wrap things up and we go back to where it all began some 35 years ago. The horse player's horse player, the one and only Harvey Pack.
That's it. We're out of time. Good night. May the horse be with you.